Good morning. Hey, today you're going to need your massage gun. And if you don't have a percussion tool, I really suggest getting one if you're serious about training. Anyone else ever just have crap everywhere? It seems like a lot, but it's just not. I can clean it very quickly, but anyway. A percussion tool. They come in all shapes and sizes. I have tried all of them. I like all of them. I don't see a huge upside or downside other than just consistency from the company. And so I use the Therabody Mini. I can take it, travel with it. It's super light. I can bring it on the plane with me. It's no big deal to travel with at all. And it seems to have a pretty good charging life. And the percussion quality is definitely there. So that's the one I like. They don't pay me, but I like it. So let's talk about how to use it in a really effective way here on Mobility Monday as we get going. And so I use it to feather the muscles and use it in a very non-invasive way. Like, it shouldn't beat the crap out of you, right? That's not the time or the place for this tool. This tool, you want to just turn it on one of its lower settings, and you want to feather it through the belly of the muscle. So just nice and easy. This is going to have the upregulation effect. So it's going to bring the muscle fibers, the skin, and the fascia, which all have nervous system implications. And it's just going to start to wake them up. We're just going to work through the belly of the quads. The quadricep group is a big group of muscles that can really get in the way of other muscles working well. So we definitely, when we do mobility, we focus, no doubt, a lot through the big quadriceps group, the front of the thigh. So because the tightness that comes from training, and sometimes it's just tightness from sitting in the car, you know, this is a big place to always primary attention to the quadriceps. So we're just down on one knee and just very lightly working through the belly of the quad. If you don't have a percussion tool or you didn't get it this morning, you can just use your hands. In the old days, before we had percussion tools, we just used the hands. So you can just do it that way, okay? This is just a little bit easier. Okay, second group, we're gonna go to the calf muscles. Another group prone to a little bit of tightness. So we're just going to feather. We're not jamming it up into the muscle. We're just going to feather through the calves. And again, if you don't have a percussion tool, we're just batting around the calf muscle, okay? So just nice and easy. But we're paying attention. We're paying attention to the parts of the body that can start to wreak havoc and cause problems. Let's get that percussion tool right up into the back of the knee, just below the joint. And this is the musculotendinous joint, the part where the tendon turns into the muscle. So I want to pay a little bit of extra attention there. There's two specific reasons. The Golgi tendon organs and the muscle spindles live there. They live at the musculotendinous joint. And they are the ones that make decisions about muscle tension and muscle length. And so paying attention at the top of the calves and just giving them a little bit of love. And then right at the bottom, right above the Achilles tendon. And we're just working deep to that is soleus. And we're just feathering through that. Okay, same thing other side. We go through the belly of the muscle. And again, if you don't have your percussion tool, bum, 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 just bang it around. We get right up in behind the knee, but not in the joint, below the joint. I don't think you'd destroy yourself or anything if you used it higher or lower. There's no specific, especially because we're feathering the percussion tool. And then we go down below the muscle as well. Okay, so I want you to start having your percussion tool on Monday mornings and start having them ready to use on Mondays, okay? And we will start to use the percussion tool more and more. So there's just a couple minutes, basic understanding, belly of the muscle first, and then the top end right around the origin, and then at the bottom end around that insertion point. And just starting to understand your body and starting to pay attention, because niggles and injuries typically aren't acute unless they're acute, like you roll your ankle or something. And if you roll your ankle, you have to deal with it in a different way, but they'll come on slowly. Okay, right here, let's just go ahead and lay back. And we're just gonna take 5 big breaths, and we are not belly breathing. We are just keeping the stomach nice and relaxed. Big inhale. Stomach is in, and then exhale. As you exhale, I want you to push your ribs down, and I want you to gently bring your pubic bone towards the belly button. So we inhale, and we create space, and we expand the ribs. Make sure that the backside of your ribs has space so that your ribs don't flare up and out. We do not want to flare the ribs. We just want to expand the rib cage 360 degrees, okay? So here we go, inhale. Make sure you're breathing into the back, and then exhale. Good morning, Jackson. Lay down. Come on, over here. Good boy. Lay down. 2 big breaths. 3 big breaths. Expand the rib cage. Exhale. Quiet in through the nose. A little bit more intensity on the exhale. 1 more big inhale. And then exhale. Good. So from right here, we're just going to take the left leg around the right. So left leg is on top. And we're going to go ahead and let the hips fall to the left. And the left leg is actually pulling the right leg away from the hip. So just nice and easy, away from the hip. Unwind that unloads the tissue. Hi, Jackson. Lay down. Hey, sit. All the dog trainers out there are going, make him sit first. Sit, Jackson. Good boy, stay. And just nice big breath into that. Unwind it, come back to the middle. There we go, good boy. And then 1 more time, so there's 3 total nice twists to the left. Good. Jackson, leave it. And nice. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side. So you're just gonna wrap, you can probably stay right where you are. We're going to wrap the right leg around the left, and then we rotate to the right. And the first time we do this, you never want to put your body in duress. You always have to ask yourself, am I adding stress where I'm trying to decrease stress, right? So we don't want this to be a stressful thing. Just nice and easy, and then bring it back and pay attention. Like on my left leg, I start to feel a little more hamstring. Good, Jackson. Back to the right. Can probably get a little bit further, get a little more action there. And just breathing into it, and then bring it back. And then we'll go 1 more time. Nice and easy. Hold it strong. And then bring it back. Okay, good. Let's take it up into a half kneeling position. And we'll just take the right knee out at 10:30, okay? So we're just going after the adductor, nice and easy. Jackson, sit, lay down. Sometimes it's good to have your dog join you. Sometimes he's a little feisty. We call it the yayas. He's gonna get yaya. Excuse me just for a second. You're just gonna take your right knee over your right toe. Jackson, come here. Sit, lay down, and you stay. Stay there. If I had cookies, I can almost guarantee he's gonna stay there. Okay, right knee over right toe. Just nice and easy. Again, not trying to add stress, just getting some nice length. And we're pulling the ribs up, off the hips, creating space between the ribs and the hips. And this space is sacred. That space is what's going to get us lots of extra miles, lots of extra function in the lower body, and definitely working that decompression strategy of staying tall and working with gravity, but also not allowing gravity to own us, right? Nice and easy here. If one SI joint is a little more tight from training, you're going to feel it here. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Good boy. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Good. All right, let's go back to the right. We're going to add a hand driver. So it's going to be right knee out to 45 degrees. We're going left arm up, and we're going to go up and back. And that hand is opening this entire front side of the body through the fingers. So there's tension in the fingers. Open it up. Push the right knee away with the right hand, reaching away with the left side. Big inhale. I did that backwards. Exhale to the front. Inhale. Exhale. Don't over push this adductor. You want tension. You don't want stress. Good. Good. This is getting a lot of ankle work here. Good. Pretty sure we're on 7. We're going for 10. 8. Space. 9. One more. Big reach. And 10. All right. Same thing other side. My knee is getting so much better. I've had to be a little more patient. I was playing basketball with a 12-year-old a couple weeks ago, and I was doing some V cuts. If you're a basketball player, you kind of know what that is. Okay, we're taking the left knee over the left toe, right hand. I always took V cuts for granted. And turns out that changing direction, if you're not really, haven't done it in a while, can be hard on the body. So I did a little bursa damage, maybe a little meniscus, but I'm hoping not. But it is taking a little bit longer, so maybe I did hit meniscus a little bit. But it's definitely better. And I've just been I upped my collagen, I made sure my hydration was on point every single day. Let's go 3 more of these. 1, big reach, 2, and then I've just been listening to it and just riding as much as I can. All right, let's take it into a wide stance. So this is 2 times shoulder width. From right here, we're working the hinge. We're gonna just break right at the hip joint, push the hips back, and then come straight back up. Notice we're keeping the chest up the whole time. If the chest stays up, the spine stays in extension, and the hamstrings and glutes load a little bit more. There you go. Keep pushing it back. 4, working that wide hip hinge. 5, 6, chest and chin stay nice and tall. 7, 8, 9, good, and 10. All right, we're gonna stay with that wide stance. We're gonna work the hand driver. So we're taking the right hand up and back. And as the hand goes back to the right, the left hip is gonna come forward, okay? So here we go. We're going right hand up, left hip forward. You'll feel tension through the front of the left hip. 1. Uh-oh, he's on the move. 2. 3. Right hand back, left hip forward. 4. 5. Nice and easy. You shouldn't feel it in your low back. 6. If you're reaching too far, you're going to get into your low back. Don't do that. Reach up and away. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10, and then let's go to the other side. So we're going to go left hand up, right hip forward, and we're just creating space. 1, 2, 3, little adjustment there. Keep that hip going forward. 4, 5, 6, and my right hip has way more motion in it. And there's a few reasons for that, but don't expect your body to be exactly the same, right? And good. All right, let's go right back to the middle. We're working the hinge. This time we're going to get the longest finger on your hand to the ground. If you can't get to the ground, use a prop. Use your foam roller. I don't need you to force anything, and I prefer that you don't compromise and get into a flexed spine position. We want you to have high hips, long spine, and if that's what you got, then that's what you got. There's times when your backside, your back line is going to be so tight that you can only get to there. If you come back from your run, just notice the discomfort of taking your shoes off. Some days it's easy. Okay, I can get to the ground. 1, we're going to go 10 of these. 2, strong spine. 3, nice measuring stick for me. Know that everything's going well. 4, 5, 6, 7. Hips back. Look at that hinge. Work the hinge. Good. All right, let's talk for a second about movement, okay? This movement is a hinge, but it's also a shift, front and back. So a shift happens horizontally. So this is a horizontal shift of my hips, right? It happens to be shifting back and then comes forward. If I wanted to shift from a split stance in a horizontal plane, that's what a shift would look like. We want to be able to shift the hips horizontally. So you hear me talk about the front line, you hear me talk about the back line. Let's talk about the lateral line. The lateral line is your IT band, and it comes up into your hips as well. So your ability to shift your hips to the left, shift your hips to the right. Right hip shift right, left shoulder drops. And the reason it drops is because we want to maintain the integrity of the spine. So just nice and easy, shift left, right shoulder drops, shift right, left shoulder drops. And just do some nice gentle shifting. Now this is something that you can do all day. If you can do this all day, then your TFL, this little muscle up here, is not going to become too tight. And if it doesn't become tight, then the glutes and the hams and the IT band and the TFL are all friends. And then everybody's working well together. TFL plays a nice line in the lateral line with the lat. So let's shift to the right and reach to the left. 1, 2, 3, lots of good ankle work happening here as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're doing this in the frontal plane or the lateral line. 9, there's not a lot of hinging happening here. Other side, 1, nice big reach through the lat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, shift. The initiation is the shift. 9 and 10. And that shifting, the more you can do it, the better. I mean, there's no reason not to do it all day long. It's kind of a happy move, to be honest. Okay, 1.5 times shoulder width with the stance. You don't have to go, this is your 2 times shoulder width. Let's go 1.5. And from right there, we're going to reach down to the left leg, roll over to the right, come up frontal plane all the way over, and we're just making a big circle. 2, these are the simple things that we kind of forget about. 4, Pretty straight knees, not locked. And 5, and then we're going to go the other way, to the right. So when we turn, there's a lot going on, right? All the way down, all the way around, and I'm grabbing with my toes. My feet are alive. 2, good, all the way down. 3, lats are long, 2 more. Good, and 1 more. And 5. Okay, good. We're gonna finish with one of my favorite moves. And this is from foundation training, and it's gonna be the step back, rotate through the shoulders, and reach, and then come back. Look at me straight on, because I don't reach over here. I'm gonna reach right at you, and I want you to reach right at me. So the right leg goes back, there's a little shift from the chest to the front. Then there's a reach right down the midline, but see how this left shoulder is up, right? So we're gonna push through the thoracic spine. 1, just like that. As you reach right leg back, right arm forward, rotate to the left with the sternum and the chest, this left hip starts to get loaded. And then we become more into the activation of getting ready to move better, right? So we're mobile, we're moving well. Now, how do we bring it all together for performance? We're gonna take right leg back, right arm forward, chest reaches forward, and then come back. So there's definitely head in front of foot, and 2, rotate, 3, rotate, 4, 1 more, 5. Good, let's do the same thing with the left side. So the leg is going back, there's a little forward shift, woo. And as I load my right hip, we're just reaching to the front. 2, if you see how I'm off balance, it's because my right hip isn't on. This is how we get more stable in that position. My foot, the front of the foot is loaded more than the heel. That's that little shift to the front with the chest. 4, we're gonna go a little bit over time because I wanna do 1 more of these each side, okay? So it's gonna be right leg back, and as soon as I go right leg back, see how that chest goes forward? See how that starts looking athletic? See how that starts feeling athletic? Start to reach. 1. And with the reach, we're adding the weight of the arm. 2, don't underestimate that. 3, 4. So as a strength coach, what would I do then? 5. Let's say you start getting comfortable with that. I could go ahead, I wouldn't add this much weight, but I could add a weight, right? So we go to the left. 1, 2. And if you've done my sprinter series, 3, you know this is part of that story. 4, and 5. And what do I get by loading that movement? A stronger, more upregulated, and active hip rotator. All right, you guys, Monday Mobility, very chatty today. Lots going on in the world. I hope you're doing well. Be kind to everyone, and I mean everyone. All right, guys, be good. Thanks for coming this morning.